Well, it's been a minute since I posted with the holidays and some camera issues and losing a bunch of stuff that I recorded. So I've been working on trying to get some stuff that I plan on working on over the winter up by the garage, in the garage type deal. And that involves these 5-ton Rockwell axles. So these things are massive, and I have 4 tires on each axle, and I'm taking the tires off so that way I can put them on carts, make them easier to move around. Because right now this axle weighs about 2,600 pounds and the one behind it weighs about 2,000 pounds. So to do that, I have to take off 5 lug nuts on each hub. And these lug nuts are 2-piece lug nuts. So how they're held on is there's an outer lug nut that holds the outer rim on and an inner lug nut that holds the inner rim on. And as you can see, every other one, there's a smaller diameter lug, or I guess it's a lug. And then on the ones that are clamped down, you've got a big square head and then another nut that clamps onto it. So I've got to go ahead and take those off. So to better illustrate it just a little bit more, I have an inner lug nut and an outer lug nut in my hand. And one of the issues that you run into is I took this tire off the other day before it snowed because I was ambitious. And one of the lug nuts didn't want to break free. And so what you end up with is a lug nut that stays in with the outer rim, but the inner lug nut has come off. And generally they become very difficult to take off when it gets to that point. So I have a special tool that I'm going to show you guys here, and we're gonna take off the rest of these lug nuts. So this is the special tool that I have. It uses 2 pipes, one for bracing, the other one for breaking free. When I got this tool, I got it from Facebook. I didn't have the pipes, so I went to the hardware store and picked up 2 pieces. But what this tool does is down here, you have the 1.5-inch socket, and then I believe it's 21 millimeter or 7/8 on the inside. And so what it does is the square is held in place, and the gear up top here rotates it around the outer shaft around, and so it just takes off the outer lug nut while holding the inner lug nut in place. So I'm going to set it up and demonstrate how this works. They still sell these tools. This one's obviously an older model, but pretty handy just to have one tool and a couple bars in your truck if you need them. These tires are found on a lot of older trucks, military trucks, some semi still. So kind of a useful tool that I have, or I found to have. So let me get it on and we'll show you how it works. So to use this tool, you pop it on the lug nut and make sure that your gears are meshed together. And then you take one of your rods that comes with the tool and you slide it into place. So that way it braces against the ground for the inner lug nut. And then the outer lug nut you'll take off using this. Now I am turning the lug nut to the right because this is the driver's side and the driver's side lug nuts are left-hand thread. And I got the rods backwards. So now that's nice and braced. I'm going to pull this rod through so I can get some leverage on it. And I'm going to turn it around and use the gears to separate these two lug nuts. So as you can see, the inner one's being held tight by this rod, and the outer one is spinning and separating the lug nuts. So now it's hitting again. Slide it around. Actually, I'm going to do this with the other side. I'm going to show what's happening. Okay, so now we got the outer lug nuts off. All that's left holding this wheel on is the inner lug nuts. And so to remove those, I take the tool and I pull out the centerpiece, and I just use the square. And so I put it up there, knock the snow off, stick the pipe in, and spin her off. Repeat for all the lug nuts. So now that I got that done, pop this centerpiece back in. I'm ready for the next tire. And let's lift this up. And another reason not to do this in the snow. These tires weigh roughly 250 pounds between the tire and rim. But the tire's off. I'm able to do what I need to now. And I got to show you guys a pretty cool tool. So now I got the tires off of the axle. I will be able to put them on little moving carts, so that way when I'm ready I can pull them into the garage individually and get them swapped over to disc brakes. That's the plan for this winter, is to take these 5 tons and get rid of the drums and put disc brakes on them. So we'll see you guys all next time, and